Hey Ross, the beauty of being 9 years apart is that we have two totally different childhoods with stories that the other person doesn't know. So this story takes place when I was about 12. I don't know if it was like this when you were at that age, but back in my day, we didn't have middle school in Lancaster. We had junior high, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So 7th grade was the first year outside of elementary school. For the first time, we changed classes every hour. We had lockers, and most excitedly, we had after-school clubs. Being the science nerd that I am, I signed up for science club. And during the first meeting of the science club, the teacher, Mrs. Bowers, explained how it would work and said that there would be guest speakers to talk about their professions in science when available. However, she didn't have enough scientists for the whole year. So if we knew anyone, family members, neighbors, who could come and speak to us about science, biology, physics, geology, medicine, whatever, let her know and she would arrange it if they were willing. I was so excited. And directly after, I went up and told her that Dad would be a great speaker about geology. Dad was a forester. That evening, when Dad came home from work, as a forester, I ran up and explained that I had volunteered to him to come and speak to us about geology. Please, 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 please do it. Dad responded, "Geology? I can't talk about that. I'm just a pigpen geologist." This, of course, received a perplexed look, and he went on to explain, "I only know about the rocks that you find inside of a pigpen." So it's been over 30 years since that conversation, and I still think about it and apply it to my life all the time. A few years ago, I was telling a friend that I had just completed my second ceramics chemistry class, and she replied, "Wow, my son is having trouble in chemistry. Can I hire you to tutor him?" Immediately, I thought, I'm just a pigpen chemist. Because yes, I know some chemistry, but only in a very narrow way. I only know inorganic chemistry that uses a very limited number of elements, and then only what those elements do together in a 2000 plus degree kiln. The chances that my narrow strip of knowledge could help anyone in high school chemistry are very low, so I declined. Pigpen whatever is my way of keeping myself humble, acknowledging that I'm only a big fish because I'm in a small pond. But it's not about putting myself down and diminishing what I really am good at, because you see, my 7th grade story does not end with Dad complaining about just knowing what's in a pigpen. After more begging, Dad agreed, and a few weeks later, he was there at science club. He brought a big chunk of pink quartz crystals that looked like huge cut diamonds, sheets of mica like panes of glass, raw garnets that he and I had dug out of a hill during a hike once, big hunks of fool's gold, and a large rock with a vein of real gold running through it. You see, despite being just a guy who finds rocks when he's out hiking or walking a chain on a track of timberland, at the Bar Street Junior High Science Club, Dad was, forgive the pun, an absolute rock star. People, nerdy science club people, talked about it for weeks because what Dad had to offer was plenty. It was more than enough. It was exactly what we needed. Socrates said, "I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing." I always thought that was stupid, a bit of false modesty. Somewhere in between knowing that you know nothing and thinking that you know everything is the lesson of the pigpen. If you're truly wise and honest with yourself, you can recognize how narrow your knowledge is, to know where the boundaries of your expertise lie. Sometimes that means you say, what I have isn't enough. But it also means that sometimes, probably more often than not, you can see that what's needed falls within your limits, and what you have is more than enough. You are going to rock it. I may only know about whatever that you can find in a pigpen, but I am a pigpen expert. So there you go, Ross. Have a great weekend. I look forward to hearing from you.